Hey guys, I'm back with you. I've got the Radiola 61.8 here back on the bench and playing, and took time to go ahead and get the dial plate cleaned up. And again, I had taken that back plane piece that's painted burgundy color, and got that painted back weeks ago. Had to dig up my documentation for restringing this thing. I don't know, just got a little bit confusing for me, and I couldn't find my photos for some reason. But anyway, you can see I got it back together. The dial seems to be tracking well. I did that alignment again using the lower part of the tuning capacity of the radio itself up to the highest, and then had to drop the chassis in and out of the cabinet once or twice just to align the dial pointer on the dial string itself. But hey, brings me to something else. You guys see the IR gun here. This enamel paint that I used I think will withstand about 200 degrees Fahrenheit. It's about 86 degrees Fahrenheit today out in the shop. I don't have any AC or anything on. I've had this radio playing at full line voltage at about 122 volts AC for about 2 hours now, and I just wanted to show you guys some of the hot spots. Again, I'm going to focus in this area, and over here I've got the audio output the audio output tube in this area, and then over here there's another hot spot. That's where the rectifier tube resides, and you can see them about 123, 124 degrees Fahrenheit. So I've got some material. I've never used this particular product before, but anyway, this particular one has foil just on one side and an insulating barrier on the other. I'll take some inside measurements as well, but the way this will work, this side here will be attached to the Bakelite inside, and the reflective material will reflect back down toward the tube. So I'll make some measurements inside around the tubes now, just for reference, to make sure with me reflecting the heat back down doesn't create new issues. I'm not going to put a back on the radio. There wasn't one on it when I received it. I'm not going to take the time to do that, and that will allow some additional thermal, I think, cooling as well at some point in time. But hey, just wanted to share this update. Let me get things set up, take the knobs back off the radio, and get this piece put back in, and I'll try to let this radio again play for like an hour to 2 hours, and then under these same temperatures. Right now I'm up to 87 degrees in the garage. It may get up in the 90s out here with no AC running, and we'll repeat these measurements and see if we can cool down the Bakelite surface a little bit by using this product. Okay guys, here's a quick look at the inside now. You can see again I used an adhesive spray on the insulating side, and the reflective material here will be facing back toward the tubes. And I've cut it here just to fit between these two areas, and the width itself is about 4.5 inches to cover the majority of the area. So let's get the chassis back in and let this thing bake again for about an hour or two. Full line voltage, again it's about 88 degrees out in the shop. Again, that's Fahrenheit. We'll remeasure the temperature of the Bakelite, see if we're able to reduce any of that heat transfer. Okay guys, so a little heat map here of where we started. So again, I've got the radio. It's been playing again for about another hour and a half or so. The ambient temperature in the room is still crazy hot at about, keeps fluctuating between 87 and 88 degrees. And you can see this was my rectifier tube, and this was my audio output tube. here at 115, so this is definitely the hottest spot. So let's go back over here and see what we can detect now. Looks like I'm peaking out somewhere around 106 degrees or so. So let me jot that down. And let's see, my other hot spot was somewhere right in here. One thing I'm noticing, if you look at it, because of the that little thermal blanket that I put on, there's not much of a change in temperature across the whole top of the cabinet. I mean, it stays fairly consistent. There's a little bit cooler spot there, but it looks like it maybe from a low of 90 or so. There's 104 again, 106, what I measured just a moment ago. We'll keep scanning across. 107, so that looks like the hottest spot right there. And that's the rectifier tube. But definitely a nice improvement. So I just wanted to demonstrate that. I'll show the product now that I used here to create a little bit of a thermal blanket there to reduce some of the heat here to, again, to the enamel finish, which is rated at 200 degrees. So nice temperature drop. Let's see, I failed to write this one down. Looks like somewhere around 100. Yeah, somewhere around 100. So I'm getting a good, 15 degree temperature drop or so. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm good with that. Again, we're well below the 200 degrees of the paint. So let me pull the product up here and to show you guys what I chose to use. Okay, here's the product again that I used. It's Cool-It Thermo-Tec, and it's the Thermo Guard, I reckon FR. I think this is showing up pretty good here on camera. Again, I'm not endorsing the product. I'm just telling you guys what I chose to use in this situation. And again, it's like I ended up somewhere around a 15 to 17 degree temperature drop, and then the other areas on the cabinet that had some up and downs, it seemed to kind of stabilize the temperature. And you can definitely just put your hand on here and it feels, you know, warm to the touch, which it should with the tubes underneath, but not hot like it felt before, especially in this area where the rectifier tube resides. So anyway, wanted to share that with you guys. Hopefully you found it helpful. In addition, this will wrap up my last video on the Radiola 61.8. I'll use, I like to use this on my car, but I'll also use some of this turtle wax polishing compound here on the Bakelite cabinet. Again, it's set up for about a week now, and again, I'm not going to do anything else to it, but just rub some of this on and rub it off, and get this thing boxed up and get it delivered back to the owners. So I hope they'll appreciate the time that went into the restoration, and I think they will be pleased, and should provide some memories for them and future generations. So again, thanks for watching this restoration on this Radiola 61-8.